fresh out the box. Stop, look and watch. Ready yet? Get set. It's all that.
Hey guys, y'all know the vibes. Only vibes and we too live. Your favorite music influencer from the one and only Boston City of Champs. Because you know what? All we do is win.
Facts.
And that's a fact. We're back in the beam. And you know, we real lit, but you know, we still real chill because it's Sunday. Fun day. And we're going to bring it back. Y'all had, you know, fun understanding how it is in ATL, but we're going to bring it back to the beam. And we in the building with my good friend, promoter.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he be really doing stuff that puts on to what it means to be a champ in the city of Boston for the music scene as well. Give it up for Ben Joseph.
Thank you. What's up?
What's poppin'?
Appreciate
What's
it.
poppin'?
What an intro. Intro's fire.
Oh, thank you. Because, I mean, it's just a fact. Like, literally, like, all we do is win in Boston. You feel me? Like,
the rings, all of that shows it.
Exactly,
you know?
literally.
So.
I mean, Pat's let us down this year, but it's okay. Like, I still have faith in my Celtics.
No,
you know what I mean?
facts. They've been doing good, too.
Exactly.
They've been doing good.
Right. So, you know, Boston, I personally feel like you've made a statement when it comes to the nightlife scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, music scene, bringing out artists. How did you get started in this whole, like, jibble jazzle? Because I just want to say one thing as well. You were, like, literally one of the first promoters that I even, like, knew.
Really?
For real. Like,
For
literally,
real?
literally one of the first. Like,
I feel
I'm talking
special.
about, seriously. Like, talking about, like, Facebook timing, like, you was, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I get what you mean. Okay. Well, pretty much, like, I started really in, like, 2019 when I really just started, like, doing events back to back. It was my brother. He was telling me, like, yo, you know a lot of people, like, you're very, like, known and stuff. Like, why don't you just try to, like, do parties and stuff? And then the year before that, I kind of tried it, but it just wasn't working. It was failed, like, bad.
Right.
Like, it was bad. Like, I was in debt, like, but I didn't really understand, like, what I was getting myself into, you know? So, and then for a while, I was like, nah, I'm not really doing it. So I kind of was like, my other man's, he was always like in the clubs and stuff. So he's like, yo, come work with me as like manager kind of, but like, you know, like the door person, the operations manager. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me just see how it is. So I was doing it, you know, checking in people like, oh, you walk into the section. I was making like, I think like $50 to like $100 a week. Like, it was bad. Like, it was bad.
Right.
But
and so you were making it because of like ticket sales? Was it because of like, because you know how it is.
My fault. Yeah, it's different. No, I was just like, it was just like $100 just for like the week. There. But it's like I didn't have a job.
Right.
I never really like had a job. I was always like a hustler. You know, I used to do like Uber a lot,
right,
and stuff. So like it was like that $100 was like what I had for like the week. So I had to like figure out how to like, you know, maneuver it and like pay for this, pay for that. And then you know, I did a good job for a while, but then my brother was like, yo, just try it out, do your first party, see how it is. I was like, okay, cool. And then my other man's shout out to 100 Girls, like they was doing parties way before me. So he's like, yo, I'm doing an event. It was like January or something, like come see what it is, come check it out. I was like, okay, cool. Put up my money and I kind of did it. It was good. So I was like, okay, like I was learning from what they were doing, but I also wanted to like add my own like sauce into it. And then in April, was it April? Yeah, April we did another event called Spring Fling. That was kind of like my introduction into like the scope of like, you know, like the level there is to this shit. And then it was really like good. Like we had a lot of people that pop out. That was like our first big party that we did.
Is Spring Fling like the one that has the colleges and stuff like that, or not yet?
Not yet. Spring Fling is just like a spring party. Like, you know,
Okay.
after, you know, spring break, everybody comes back. We did it in April. it was like we was just coming up with ideas. I was like, oh, let's just do Spring Fling. They was like, oh yeah, we like the name, and then we did it in Fete Music Hall in Rhode Island.
Okay, yeah. Nice,
so that was
nice
like our
venue,
first like big
venue.
sold out like party that we did, and then ever since then I was like, oh, okay, like I kind of see how it is. My best friend Deandra, like she kind of like was dabbling into like doing parties and stuff. So I was like, yo, D, like this was like April 2019. I was like, yo, D, like yo, like I want to do this party shit for real. She's like, oh, I want to try it too. I was like, yo, like let's just be a duo. You feel me, Ben and Deandra? No, she's like, you know what? Okay, cool. That's what's up. And then our first big party we did was a pool party called Waikiki. It was like a Hawaiian themed pool party, and that shit just like went. It was just like went crazy. Like we was charging like $100 out the door because you couldn't get in. Like it was so packed, like you couldn't get in. So that was like the first. From
outside,
you can't yell fact. So that was like the first like big new party that came to like the Boston, New England scene. So they just never seen this shit before. And imagine paying $100 for a pool party in Randolph. Like you're gonna be like, yo, I'm not going. But guess what? They was paying for it because like the demand was high. And they were like, okay, cool. So we did another one called Cooler Fest in, I think it was July or August. And that shit just like took off crazy.
No, I definitely remember that. That rings bells.
Yeah,
every
it was
time I
like,
hear that, I do remember every time it comes around.
Yeah, so it was like, that shit went crazy. So that was like my third party. Yeah, my third party, just like, you know, back to back. And it was like, okay, cool. And then that's when we did the back to school parties.
Yeah,
you know, that was crazy. And then we did the first Who's Who, the Halloween party in 2019. And like, that just like, literally, you couldn't get in. Like, so we kind of like just seen the trend. Like, our shit is always like sold out and stuff like that. So was like, yo, how can we like separate ourselves from everybody else?
Right.
So, you know, like me and you, we're into music a lot. We watch a lot of content. We've seen different personalities. So I was like, what I want to do is kind of like take what being a promoter is and kind of make it like an artist.
Right.
You get what I mean? So it's like, you know, the artist, you know, you hear the music, you see the artist, there's a certain way, like, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, like, what does it mean to be a promoter? You know what I mean? So I had to search it up. I was like, okay, like, you know what? Let me move a little different. Let me just be like not bigger than my parties, but like as big.
Bring something different to the
table. As big as my parties, but it's like it goes hand in hand. You get what I mean? So that's when we started moving differently. Like, you know, we're like, okay, like let's do like the Facebook jokes and stuff like that. And then like the Snap and then Instagram. So it's like a lot of people knew me, but they never really like met me before. Until they like meet me for real. They're like, oh, like, you know, like, yo, Ben, like, you know, because they never.
Seriously, I feel like I met you at a party. I was like, oh,
yo, Ben, you're the Ben I be hearing about. So we kind of wanted, we wanted to be like that because we wanted to be like mysterious, like
like just an LA boy type time.
So you know the parties, and you hear about us, but like I don't really post myself that often. Now I'm starting to post it because like, you know, content and stuff, but I never really used to post myself a lot. So the only way you would see me is if you come to the parties. And, you know, people would want to know who's behind. Who's behind it. So, you know, we kind of seen that formula. Okay, we're like, okay, cool. And then like our visualization, just like the way we do flyers and stuff, like the way we present the event to people, we're looking around. We're like, okay, like everybody's kind of like doing the same thing. Like, let's put money behind the visuals, because you know visuals, like you gotta see
exactly,
you know, like let's put money behind the visuals so we could really like
separate
ourselves. So when we started doing that, our flyers, we pay like $100 for our flyers. When you see the flyers, you can see it versus like a $40 flyer. You're gonna be like, which one do I go to? The one that looks more appealing to the eyes.
Period. That's smart. No, that's facts.
And then after that, just like the way we work, just everything just like kind of correlate, and then like that's pretty much like how we got there. And then, you know, 2020 was COVID, so we couldn't really do anything. And then that around that time we was broke, because like imagine, you know, making money or whatever, and it just stopped.
Unexpected,
it just stopped. So we're like, damn, like what can we do to like, you know, make money? And then we used to do Instacart. like me and D, that's my sister. Cause like when we was like that broke, we had like $20 in our account.
Right.
Like, yo, how can we make money and sustain our thing? Cause like, you know, like you go out to eat and pay $150 steak. You know, next event, I'm gonna make it back. But now it's gone. And the bills that you used to spend is so high, but the money you're making doesn't correlate. So we was in debt. So we're like, okay, like we're going to do Instacart. So we used to do Instacart like 6 a.m.
Right.
Like with the mask on, going like, yo, for real. Like we used to hustle.
Right.
Like to get the bread. And then we're just like, okay, well, like, you know, we're not doing nothing. So let's just plan.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm very much a key person. Like planning is key. Because you're, like you said, like how can I make myself like ahead of the game, but it's still in the game.
It's still,
And part of it is planning. And then part two, something else that you said that I think is very crucial. And I think sometimes artists, people who are literally like on the journey sometimes don't understand you have to invest in yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You have to invest in yourself. No lie. But yeah.
Most important. Yeah, investing in yourself, it's like, good because like people make money to just spend it on useless stuff. So we're like, you know what, the money that we make, we're gonna put it back into the party. Yeah, we spend it, but we put it back into a party. And then, like I was saying, when 2020, and then like going into like summer 2021, like there wasn't really much to do because like everybody was inside.
Right.
So I was like, okay, well, there's certain places I wanted to reach. Like, people be gatekeeping venues. They be gatekeeping a lot of stuff. So, like, okay, cool. Like, you know what? Like, let's plan ahead. So that way, it's like, when everything opens up, we're, like, ahead of I'm telling you, it was, like, ahead of everybody. And then, that's when, you know, we met each other.
Right.
And then, remember when we tried to do the Sheff G thing?
Oh,
we're like, yo, that was
restrictions.
Yeah, that was probably, like, fuck. Like, how can we, like, do something, but like, you know, play around the rules. You know, we try to do Sheff G and we know how that happened and stuff.
So I have a question. How did you, because before though you were doing Sheff G and stuff, was Sheff G your first artist that in a sense you booked, or did you book artists before that?
No, we booked artists before that, but Sheff G was like the first hip hop artist.
Okay.
Because we kind of wanted to like, we kind of wanted to be like an international, because my whole thing,
because of your background.
Yeah. So I'm Haitian, you know, but my whole thing is like, I didn't want to be like that Haitian promoter. You get what I mean? Yeah. I wanted to be like the promoter who's Haitian.
Okay.
You get what I mean?
I understand.
So it's like, I never really used to like Haitian events and stuff like that. We do events for like everybody included because, you know, people will put you in a box and stuff like that. So we're like, okay, like we do the pool parties. We do like, you know, like the big college parties. Like we haven't done hip hop artists before. And then, you know, like Sheff G was hot at that time. This was like 2021, right? 2021, Sheff G was like booming. So like, yo, like let's grab him. You know, we was doing it with our boy Voss. Shout out to Voss. It was like, yo, let's grab him. And then, you know, you seen how that happened. But like the whole point was like, just like planning ahead. Because we're like, yo, everybody's not thinking about next year.
Right.
They're thinking about now. So we're like, you know what? Let's plan all our events for the next year and let's pay for stuff in advance, because a lot of the owners, venue owners, they need their bread now.
Right.
So
we're
like,
smart.
and we kind of had some money saved. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, let me book this artist, this artist 5-6 months in advance, because we're like calculating, okay, well, it's 2021. Like February 2021, so let's say like by August, everything should be like smooth.
Right.
So we're like, okay, boom, like so we literally planned everything ahead, pay for everything ahead, and then when like they was like, okay, guys, like we're gonna operate at 50% capacity. Remember? We're like,
yeah, I remember that.
I bet, yo. It's a flyer, and then everybody was like, yo, like, I remember the Sheff G thing. It was like, yo, how the fuck they gonna pull this off? How they bringing him, you know? So we're like, it's just keep trying.
Just gotta keep trying.
Keep trying. Yeah, keep trying, plan ahead, because like, just as much as you think like you're working hard, there's someone that's working hard, that's working harder than you, trying to take your position.
Right, that's
so
nice.
You really just gotta like stay on your game and like just be ahead of everybody, because when you're ahead of everybody, you can't fall back. And I always tell like all my DJ friends and promoter friends, I was like, yo, like if you get left behind, that's on you.
Right.
You work hard or you're gonna get left behind.
Right.
That's
like
really how it is.
Get left.
Yeah, because it doesn't wait for nobody.
It's true.
So that's how me and her will always like that. Yo, like, let's work hard, plan ahead.
No, seriously, I really do feel you on that, and it's like I feel like even now, like I'm always thinking ahead and stuff like that. So it's like y'all are in 2023. I'm in 2024.
Facts.
I'm
facts.
in 2024.
I'm telling you.
No, seriously. So I really do feel you on that.
Because when you plan everything, it's just an autopilot.
No, literally.
You're just like, okay, all right, this is coming up. Okay, let me do it. You're not running around last minute.
Trying to go back and
forth. Yeah, that's why it's like, it's important. Because,
So, I know, like, I understand, you're Haitian. I know you lived in Florida and stuff like that. I also know you went to school in Florida.
Yeah.
To Full Sails and stuff like that. So you majored in
entertainment business.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was before 2019.
Yeah. This was like 2017.
Okay, bet. Yeah. So I have friends that also went to Full Sail and stuff like that. And just in general, Full Sail just seems like a dope school and stuff like that for what it offers. So, so like, how was your experience and stuff? And do you implement any of the things that you learned into what you do today?
So, like, I went there, but I never finished. Like, I dropped out like a year and a half into it simply because like it was so expensive. Like, my major was like $75K a year.
Oh, damn.
Like, yeah, it's expensive, and it's like they don't have like dorms and stuff like that. It's like, it's apartments. So you have to pay for the apartment. And then like the first year, like my financial aid like covered it and stuff like that. And then after that, there's like, well, like your financial aid doesn't cover this. So you have $30,000 you need to pay plus the apartment rent and stuff like that. And my mom was helping me, but she didn't really have the money to like, help me out. And then I was broke. So I tried to work at a Subway. I worked there for like 2 weeks. Like, it was like, what, $7 an hour.
Oh,
yeah. So we're like 2 weeks. Yeah, I was just like, yo, I can't do this. So, like, I just learned a lot about like just like business management and just like how to like network.
Okay.
To be honest, that's like the most important thing they teach us. The moment we get there, just like your network is your network. Like, period. You feel me? Like, your network has like more value than money.
Right.
So that's like every class we took, that's like the most important thing they say. It's about who you know. So I learned as much as I can because I was like, okay, well, I have like a couple months left in this semester. Let me just like absorb everything I can because I know like I'm coming back to Boston. So I observe everything I can. And then when I came, I wasn't really like into like, I told you I wasn't really into like the nightlife like that. But I always have people that was into the nightlife.
Right.
So like when my brother was like, yo, come try it, all the stuff that I had learned, I felt like now I could finally like
release it out.
Put it into work. So we started like managing like some artists that we was working with. We started managing some DJs that we were working with. And like it failed because like we didn't understand like the game for real.
Right.
We didn't understand like, we used to pay for like the artists to like perform and stuff, but we didn't understand like how it's supposed to go. We just wasting money and stuff. So like once I learned how the game went, implementing the stuff that I learned from the school was so much easier, to be honest. Cause like, and then they teach you like about like just like what's it called, like a vision board. Like that's very important because like you need to see what you're trying to do. You need to visualize it. So they teach us how to do that. The marketing, that's how I learned. Even like the marketing, that's how that part helped me to be a promoter because it's like you gotta do stuff that stands out to people. Each company is different. What makes them different, and what makes them like why every company try to copy the next and they fail. So we used to do like a whole like business plan on like creating new products for companies and stuff like that. So that also helped me a lot. But like just being a promoter and just the energy is different. Because you might know other promoters, but not to like, you don't hit the same when you know me. You get what I mean? Like,
right.
Yeah. It doesn't hit the
like
same.
Exactly. You understand your value and you know what you bring to the table with the value. Real shit.
Yeah. So that's really like what we learned a lot. And Full Sail, it's like, I would say like, if you want to go, you should go, but like you should have a lot of money prepared because like when you're in Orlando, it's only entertainment. Like that's it. It's
everything
only, like,
about Florida is just tourism.
Yeah, just tourism and entertainment. Because Full Sail is in Winter Park, and then downtown Orlando, it's like about like 15, 20 minutes away. And then I used to intern for this club called Venue 578. Like I used to do like street work for them, like go downtown, passing out flyers and stuff like that. So like if you really want to go to Full Sail, you gotta know what you're getting into, and you need a business plan, like a plan, so you know like A, B, C, D, year, first year, second year, third year, because it's a lot of work. Like I used to have class at like 12 a.m.
12 a.m.
Yeah, 12 a.m. Like long ass labs. Like we used to have lab for like 5-6 hours.
Whoa.
No, for real. Like 5-6 hours, just like in the class with like 30-minute break, 20-minute break. Sometimes we have class at like 4 a.m. Because it's like they prepare you for
like this type of lifestyle.
Because you know we don't be sleeping.
No, real talk.
So that's really how, like for real, that's how it is. Like the labs be like 8-9 hours long. Yeah, the labs. So they get you prepared for like the real life situation. Because like sometimes the busy weekends, I don't sleep for like 3 days. I take like power naps.
Because you got to prepare for everything.
Yeah, you got to prepare for everything.
Like, things are just happening back
especially when you have an artist, like either artist is calling you, the manager's calling you. If you have like opening artists, they calling you, what time, So it's like, it really teaches you like the real life, how it's supposed to be for real. So.
No, that's a lot of work, for real. But I definitely agree. Like that nightlife, it's not like the easiest thing. I know sometimes people will see, cashing out all this bread, and it's like, yeah, but like because we deserve it.
You're putting a lot of work.
A lot of work, and it So I mean, it makes sense.
And it's like it's a lot of like groundwork too, and it's stressful. Like you deal with a lot of like incompetent people.
It's true.
And you gotta
people
like,
that are not always in their right mind at the time.
And you gotta like control your anger,
right?
You know, like, and then figure out like how to deal with people, because like you're always dealing with new personalities. So you always gotta learn how to like adapt with different people. Every artist is the same. Like every night is not the same. Every night is different. Like so, it's like learning how to like blend in is really important too. So.
Fair. And honestly, I just want to draw at that point, definitely kind of just overall in general, how your network is your net worth and stuff. And I do think it's interesting, kind of another point you brought up was using, like making jokes and stuff like that to leverage like your platform in a sense for people to pay attention, so that when you do drop those, like, I feel like that, do you feel like also when you drop those $100 flyers and stuff like that, or flyers that visually appeal to people, because on top of it, you had that like status of like already being known online, helped as well too? Yeah,
for sure. Cause you got to get people like paying attention some way, somehow, or like what you're doing. People do it differently. But for me, it was always like, bringing good, positive energy there. Like, just like, joking around and stuff always worked for me, because like, that's just how I am. Like if you're around me, it's all laughs, like all the time. So like, okay, cool. And then like when we drop the flyer and people just paying attention. And then sometimes, I throw a little controversy in there, here and there. Like, but it's always like, like DJs and promoters, they're always beefing. So it's like, I just be like, man, this DJ sucked. Like, just to like, joke around. Some of them like get offended, but it's like if the shoe fits, wear it. But the other ones, they know like, yo, it's all jokes, because sometimes they be cracking on me too. So you got to take it, you know?
Right.
So.
Yeah, and I feel like sometimes when it comes to like the outside of people who are not really in the nightlife, they take it so like, oh my God, because they don't understand. Like, I don't know, like, you know what I'm trying to say? It's just so wild to me how like people on the outside like hype the shit up even more. I'm like, yo, y'all are crazy.
They don't understand, because it's like, I just made that post, but I'm on the phone with my man. It's just like laughing about it. So they don't really. But then again, that's all I had to realize. It's like the perception,
right?
The outside perception. It's like, how do you shape that to like benefit what you got going on? Like, because people not know you, but they always want to say, oh, like you're this and you're that. But it's like, yo, like, But sometimes it's okay though, because like that helps you like propel to the next level. So like, it like it's hand in hand. If you're in the entertainment, there's no like privacy like that. But you gotta understand, it's like
you create what people.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that. So it's like you gotta give them what you want them to see. That's what people don't understand. Like, we have our privacy, but it's like we gotta show them, okay, like this is what I want you to see at this time, at that time. But other people, they can't handle it.
Right.
You know, they just feel like, oh my gosh, like everybody's in my business, da 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 da. But that's because like you let them in your business. You know? So like people be like, oh, we post all the time, but it's like you gotta post what they want to see. And that helps you.
So speaking of posting what you want to see and controversy and all that, how is it with like dating as a promoter? You know what I'm trying to say? Because I mean, that's some controversy I be seeing too. And I'll be like, is he dead ass or is he joking?
Dating, like, hey, what you mean? Explain.
I mean, obviously, because you know, promoters, just like anyone that works in the nightlife or just being a musician or something like that, had that stigma, like, oh, you know, they're hoes.
They're hoes. Oh, okay, all right. So let me say this. First of all, the DJs are hosts.
God.
Like, it's not us. You feel me? The promoters were like very like loyal, will treat you well, make sure you're good. You know,
I don't know about that because you know I had a little promoter, little boat thing.
I'm telling you, he was probably a DJ too. You feel me? Like, I'm telling you.
I mean, you know, it's funny. I'm not talking about
this. It's DJ. Not dating. It's like, it's interesting to be honest, because it's like you have like what's it called? You have a reputation already, a stigma already. So when you meet a woman and you're like, you know, I'm an event curator, I'm a promoter. You're a promoter. So it's kind of like hard because like you have an uphill battle you're fighting. And it's like sometimes they think like, you know, there's women in our faces all the time. You know, like we talk to girls all the time at parties. It's like, oh, you're in every bitch's face. I'm like, I'm just being social, you know? Like, I'm just being social. So it's like, it's hard because you need a girl that understands what you do,
the lifestyle,
what you do, and understand that like, if we're gonna do something we're not supposed to, we're gonna do it anyways because, you know what I mean. So you gotta trust us that we're gonna hold it down for you. Okay. You know, and then that's really like the hardest thing. But right now it's like, you know.
Right. Okay. So last question, kind of on that a little bit is, so like, I know some promoters and stuff like that who are like, even though I'm a promoter, I'm in the nightlife, I would never date a female who I meet in the club or who's in the nightlife as well. So how is that with you and your take on that?
My take? It depends. It depends. I mean, like, it depends on what she does in the nightlife. But if I just meet her at the club, that doesn't mean, like, she's a hoe. You know, that doesn't mean, like, she's, like, going out here doing that. Sometimes, like, she might be, like, a nurse or something, like, and then she just want to let off steam. Because remember, like, being in the club, that doesn't mean everybody there is, like, a hoe or, like, everybody's there is, like, you know, like that. You come to escape your regular everyday life. So, you know, you're working hard. You just did 80 hours this week. You know, we're bringing out, I don't know, Lil Baby or something. You might want to be like, oh, I love Lil Baby. Let me just go. That doesn't mean, you know, like.
Right, exactly. But no, that's true. That's a good perspective. That's
so I kind of just like, if I meet somebody, okay, I kind of get to know you. You know, we could go out and stuff, see how it is. And then 9 times out of 10, it's like, I know a lot of people. So if she's like that, I'm going to know.
Oh.
Like, hey, you feel me? I'm just
gonna know. He gonna know. So ain't no reason to hide.
Just by like, cause you know the group chat. Just by sending it to the group chat, yo, like, you know, you know, you start getting like, and then you start getting like the facts and stuff. So, I mean, right now I think I'm good on dating. I'm just chilling.
Focus on the bread.
And
letting God.
Yeah, letting God. Like, if she, you know, she's like, come to me, then that's just what it is. But I am like, you know, exploring options.
Okay.
I think it's important. Options. Yeah, exploring your options. It's important because you got to be comfortable with who you decide to be exclusive with. Yo, chill. Like,
it sounded like promoted to me.
No, for real. You gotta be, comfortable with who you with, and it's like when you're like elevating, you just gotta like be careful who you talk to, because
it's true. That's true. I can't lie. That's facts. So you don't want someone that's gonna, in a sense, hold you back.
Yeah. So, and like, women and other women don't really like mix well together. So, you just gotta like just be chill, just be cool. Yeah. I've never had that problem, me personally, because I'm just like an open person. So it's like what you're looking for, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna find it, or you already know it's there. So it's like, why are we arguing? What are we really talking about? So
fair. Okay, well, thank you for giving me that perspective.
Yeah, it's different, right?
I mean, no, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Telling you.
So before we wrap it up and everything, is there any like words of wisdom that you want to give, to the people? This could be dedicated to like future promoters. This could be dedicated to Boston, to whatever, to whoever. Anything?
I would say just like believe in yourself, definitely, because like people will tell you can't do stuff, or like certain obstacles are too big for you to achieve, but like you just gotta like stick to the plan. And if the plan don't work, like you could always adjust it. And what I mean by stick to the plan is like the end goal. Like if your end goal is to like be the best podcaster in the world, whatever, like you gotta put in that work. Sometimes like you might stumble and stuff, but like people might hate on you because like they hate in the beginning because they don't understand.
That's facts.
What you're trying to do. That's
real.
But then it's like when you put it in motion, they're just gonna be like, oh, like I get it now, and then they're gonna like come and fuck with you. So what I would say, it's like number one, it's like just believe in yourself. Like wherever you want to go, just do that, because it's only you, to be honest. Like your life is like in your hands. That's right. So whether you feel or not, it's like you first. But like I was saying before, you need like help to like make it happen. You can't do it by yourself. And that's where like the networking comes in. That's the second most important thing, is just networking and like knowing different people. And then another thing is like just like being focused on your goals. Like a lot of things distract us in life, and there's setbacks, there's bills, like grandma passed away, yada yada yada. But that shouldn't stop like what you're doing. Like, so stay focused, stay consistent, network. And then to be honest, it's like who's around you. Just make sure that you have good people around you that like cares for you, and a good team. Well, if you don't have a team, then like, whether it's your girl, your boyfriend, like your best friend, like make sure like you have a good team around you that could like help you if you ever need anything. Because you can't do it by yourself, to be honest. And then like just don't be scared of failure too. Like it's okay to fail, it's okay to lose money, because if I was scared of failing, I wouldn't really be here right now talking to you. You know what I mean? So like, and always step out your comfort zone. Do stuff that you're not comfortable with. That's how you grow as a person. And even like events too. Like we do events in like Miami, Boston, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, all of that stuff. It's like we're trying to expand. Every market we go into, it's like uncharted territories. We don't know who to talk to. We don't know who.
Literally, but you just gotta go.
Yeah, you just gotta go.
Where it's gonna lead to.
You just gotta go and like take what works in one city and bring it there, but like adjust it to that city. You get what I mean? Like
adjust your surroundings.
Yeah, just to your surroundings. So never just do like one thing all the time. Because at the end of the day, like it gets boring. Like I be bored sometimes. Like, okay, like how can I do something different?
Period.
Challenging. So once you have those things, trust me, you're always gonna grow. So that's like the most, couple things I could say. And just wait on the relationship, man. Like, just wait on that, because trust me, like girls could be a distraction and they're expensive.
Yeah, we expensive.
They're expensive. So if you're the type of guy he likes to take care of you, I like to take care of my shorties. Like when you're with me, you're good. You feel me? Most of the time. So it's like until you gotta have that financial comfortability to have a girl with you, because you're the man. You're supposed to be providing for her. If she needs something, if you could do it, you should be the first one offering. Of course, make sure your girl has her own shit, because we don't date broke females. But with that being said, like, you know, you need your own financial to make sure that you could support her hustle and her lifestyle. Because like once she's happy, you're happy, and then life is good, man.
Life is good.
That's pretty much all I could say, to be honest.
Good vibes. Thank you, man. Appreciate all the gems that you spit for us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And y'all know this is Behind the Music. All the vibes when you're looking for vibes.
Mm-hmm. About to be the hottest podcast out here.
Hottest.
Yo, watch.
And it's all good vibes only.
Facts.
Peace, y'all.